Hi, welcome to class number 3 at the School of Mysticism, where we're looking into the human hologram and the hologram of the Garden of Eden. And we're joining together the information coming from the East with the West, that's Ireland over there from last week, and integrating it into the hologram of the human body and seeing when we go from the macrocosmic viewpoint to the microcosmic viewpoint, and what's in between is the human body, or the Iosa Chriost, learning about how does Iosa Chriost work on multiple levels. In class 1, we were looking at more physical level, like what are the structures, what are the functions, where are my organs, what do they do? Class 2, looking to the macrocosmic, macroscopic, larger than version as the Garden of Eden, the Garden of Paradise, the mirror of the human body as Ireland facing west. And now we're going that way to the east, to the land of the Daoists, the wisdom keepers that, in my opinion, painted this or got hold of this. We don't even know if they created it. This seems to be like an homage, depiction, artwork looking like Ireland. And that was the whole discovery I have been inspecting with this work for the last 3.5 years. Based upon a theory that started up in 2016 after I went around Ireland. And when I got back home, I realized that the loop I'd done around Ireland was what we call in Qigong the microcosmic orbit. And when I looked at the maps I had on my wall when I got back home, I realized that I had a map of Ireland, and this painting, the Nei Jing Tu, the inner weaving, the inner landscape, or the inner cultivation of perfection, I had them next to each other, and I realized that if we overlaid them, they were the same. So what does that mean for human history? What does that mean about Irish wisdom? What does that mean about the Daoist wisdom and where they originally got it from? And if we are to, believe anything that Conor McDarry told us 100 years ago, was that the Irish Magian seafaring Phoenician priests, the original Freemasons, the builders of the megalithic age, were the ones to seed this information about the sun worship, the cultivation of the sun within the priests of the fire, and they seeded it all around the world. And that's right, all these different cultures have the leftovers of it. And so this school is about putting it all back together again, putting together the information from the East and the West, with the big inspection upon Ireland as the mirror of the Garden of Eden that Rudolf Steiner told us also about 100 years or so ago. And today, so we're going to be looking at the Nei Jing Tu, and I will flash up a color version next to this while we're speaking. And you can also go into your Google Drive and you can find a couple of things that will help you follow along. So there's this article here. It's kind of a compilation of different authors, the bibliographies at the back. But we're going to be having a look into some of the information in there, just to get like the historical picture of what is this inner weaving, inner warp, Nei Jing Tu, where is this information coming from? And also in that Google Drive, you've got a bunch of images that you can print out as posters. And so I'm going to be using this primarily. There's a color one as well. And on there, you will see that it's got Chinese characters going, on the vertical axis, and then on the horizontal axis, English. So that's the translation of what we're going to be inspecting for this drive around Ireland, otherwise known as the Nei Jing Tu, the Daoist depiction of the human body in a metaphysical way. So this is what the Daoists would use. We still do use, because that's what I'm using and that's what I'm teaching this classes for, is how do we use this to imprint that information into us to help us do what? Inner alchemy, the art of the sacred secretion, or what the Daoists call the art of the cultivation of the golden elixir. Ooh. So we're going to be inspecting just the scaffolding, as we've done the human body scaffolding, the Irish scaffolding. We're not going to go too deep into all of the details yet, because we're just trying to form the general picture in our minds, in our imagination, so we know that's the upper cauldron, that's the middle cauldron to the belly button, and then that's the lower cauldron, and then what can we fit into those cauldrons when we look at the human body, what can we fit into those cauldrons when we switch it over to Ireland, and then what can we fit into those cauldrons when we inspect the detailed pictograms of what's found in the Daoist painting, that is basically a human body looking like an island facing west, just like Ireland, blending it all together. And this is how we're going to get a very interesting experience with the Sacred Secretion once all of these parts are laid into the human body, because that's what I did. That was the whole inspection. After I went around Ireland and you know, found out that the maps matched, but way back in 2016, almost 10 years ago, when I finally did this idea, what would happen if I put the Nei Jing Tu inner weaving into my body and used it how the Daoists use it for this inner alchemical visualization tool? That's my body. What is it like if I do the meditation, do the qigong inside my body with that in my mind? But also, what happens when I layer Ireland in there at the same time? And that was the secret. That's the secret key that I'm wanting to share with everyone in this teaching. And I do believe that it seems to hold some kind of secret keys to being able to unlock these codexes in a deeper way of understanding.